Brace for impact. All right, number one. So we've got to talk. There is a lot you don't know about a whole controversy that I've been addressing not on this channel, but on my second channel, Metatrons Academy, which is the channel that is mostly focused on the language learning sphere. Here's the thing though. There was a big clash between two popular content creators, Oriental Pearl, the girl on the left, and Abroad in Japan, the guy on the right. I think you might be familiar with both. Now, these are two content creators mostly belonging to the Japanese content sphere, although, to be precise, Oriental Pearl is also very fluent in Mandarin, not just Japanese, but that's beyond the point. These two creators clashed, and Oriental Pearl made a video. I reacted to her video, which is this one here. Then he made a response video to her. I reacted to that. I could agree with some criticism on both sides, but generally speaking, I took the side of Oriental Pearl. And that was the end of it. But boy, was I right. And my gosh. Yeah, I chose the correct side because something came up. And the reality is, you have no idea how deep the rabbit hole goes. So there is a channel that has been covering this and investigating it much more deeply than I have, and it's EvilDea, which is a language channel. Good friend of the channel, absolutely subscribe to him because he does a lot of like fake polyglots and fraud investigations. They're very thorough. So of course, this being one of his characteristics, he's an excellent detective. He looked into this a lot more deeply than I have. And of course, he has produced several videos on this debate, this debacle, if you will, between Abroad in Japan and Oriental Pearl. This very last video, which was posted 10 hours ago, was revelatory. And I was amazed. I've already made a brief reaction video to this on my second channel, so if you follow me there as well already, you kind of know what we are going to talk about. But here I decided to go for a much more detailed analysis of what's been discovered, and it is a big deal. Link in the description and pinned comment. EvilDea, my friend, the floor is yours.
Guys, I've tried making this video too many times now. Let's just do this. We're going to be reacting to a small segment from this video from Think Before You Sleep, titled Japan's Biggest Liar. Specifically the 15-minute mark. This is the mark at which I became so furious in my previous attempts to do a react to this video that I lost my shit, punched Elmo in the face multiple times, and then had to put him back up on the chair. Sorry, Elmo, but someone had to take a few hits for this one.
You might think he may be overreacting, but he's not. The stuff that he found out on that specific minute mark on that video is mind-blowing. We are talking something that both my wife and we were shocked. Unbelievable. Elmo's the real victim here.
Let me just give you a little bit of a backstory, okay? If you guys have been watching my channel long enough, I made a series called Graffiti Gate, where I covered off on a unfolding drama that started with Oriental Pearl making a video about graffiti in her area, ended up with another massive YouTuber 3 times her size called Chris Abroad in Japan shitting on her, calling her a grifter, and calling her out, okay? And
grifter. Immediate red flag with me.
And then it ended up with the biggest political streamers in the American world hijacking the whole god thing to turn it into American politics. I'm talking Asmund Gold and Hassan Dog Shocking Piker.
AKA Shockman. Yeah, Shockman is awful. Asmund Gold though, he's my man. Roach King. Based.
Okay, so I'm not even going to get into the politics of that shit. Forget those guys. This is not about them. This is about the fact that Chris Abroad ran her over the coals. Justified, okay? Ran her over the coals for manipulating her thumbnail and adding graffiti in there. I agreed with that. I said, yep, that is one good point he made. The rest of his points were pretty much he was unloading emotionally on her. That was one good point.
Yeah, that was one thing that I disagreed with Oriental Pearl, that she made the thumbnail in order to make it a bit more clickbaity. She exaggerated the thumbnail and made it look worse than it actually was. Likewise, there was a similar thing with the title. With that being said, Abroad in Japan does the exact same thing with both thumbnails and titles anyways, so it still felt like a hypocritical call-out because he also over-represents things on his thumbnails. With that being said, that was a good point, and that was one thing that I disagreed with, what Oriental Pearl did, but that was it really, because everything else she did was absolutely fair and based, because Oriental Pearl is based.
Now, I assumed much bullshit and he was unloading emotionally on her. That was one good point. Now, I assumed that him making this video here, he would have been very, very careful about what he did. This dude, I can't even explain it words, you gotta see it.
Though here's the funny thing. It's only been a couple of weeks, and now there's like twice as much graffiti on that building that Alyssa used for her thumbnail. So you could say that she was ahead of her time on this one. Now, as far as the homeless stuff goes, this thumbnail drama is actually not my big issue. I'm just establishing how Chris says he doesn't like people using the editing to distort the truth, even though not long after the upload, more graffiti was put on the building. However, in regards to...
I don't care about the graffiti thing anymore. This is not what I'm here for. It is kind of funny that the graffiti situation has just gotten worse, but this is what we're here for. Now remember, what he says next. She was ran over the coals for manipulating her thumbnail, because it's manipulating the truth.
The homelessness issue, there's a particular clip that Chris shows of Alyssa that makes her look really bad during this part here.
Alyssa being the name of Oriental Pearl.
A few years ago, a friend showed me a clip of a video in which the same person walked through an economically deprived part of Tokyo filming homeless people.
Oh my gosh, this is a rough area.
Yeah.
Now, my comment section went off at her over that. They were like, look at her laughing at homelessness. Okay. Now, I didn't agree. Because, like, if someone wants to make a awkward laugh while doing guerrilla fucking documentary filmmaking, that's fine, okay? Whatever. But people read a lot into this, okay?
That looks pretty awful. It looks like she's making fun of homeless people here. And because of this cut that Chris made, Alyssa showed me that she got tons of comments from his fans saying that she was laughing at homeless people. But that's not what actually happened in this video that Alyssa made. So for context, let me show you where that audio comes from. In this situation while she's filming, a homeless guy calls her over to talk to her. They talk for a bit, and this is how the conversation ends.
どういう意味ですかどういう意味
だから夜やるんかセックスオンリー2万円
2万円っていう
2万円やらせろ俺に一発今日
何買うんですか
お前よバカ野郎やらせろ一発
No, 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 no. Oh my gosh, this is a rough area.
おいや
いや、ちょっとやばい話です。
おいこらスモール
いやいや、大丈夫です。
So
He decided, he made the active choice to cut this clip from her video. Now maybe you could claim, maybe someone cut it and then sent it to him and he just believed it and added his video. Doesn't matter. He should have checked it, okay? He's the one who's making a video that's going to be seen by millions of people. But he's taken a video, or one of his friends has taken a video, they've looked at it, taken the clip from her walking into the park, taken a separate audio section of saying this is awkward, taken the separate laugh, added it all together to make her look like a trash human.
That is disgusting. Abroad in Japan, that is disgusting. Just for context, guys. Abroad in Japan has millions of subscribers. She is popular, kind of similar to kind of my channel popularity. She's popular, but nowhere near the kind of reach that Abroad in Japan can bolster. And do remember that he knew that. He knew he has the numbers game. He knew his video was going to get millions and millions of views. And he also knew that by depicting her as some kind of, I don't know at this point, classist, racist, a trash human being, that look, she laughs at people literally editing maliciously her video. So taking her video clip, removing of her just walking around this obviously run down area with a lot of homeless people, they removed the original audio and swapped in the audio of a separate scenario in which she was being sexually harassed, and she's laughing in a way of, because she's awkward, she's embarrassed. And then she says, oh my gosh, this is a rough area. And then she laughs out of awkwardness. Yeah, she's absolutely right. There is a guy who's literally treating her like a prostitute. And then you take that and swap it as the audio of her video clip just showing the area on a separate matter, just so that you can make her look awful. Now, as a result of this mischaracterization, this disingenuous lie, she received thousands, because again, he gets millions and millions of views and he doesn't care. In fact, that's exactly what he wanted. And she got thousands and tens of thousands of comments calling her, you're disgusting, you're gross, how could you do that? How could you go around an area and just laugh and say, oh my gosh, this is a rough area, ha 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 ha, you're laughing at homeless people? No, she didn't. But they believed him. Abroad in Japan, you should be ashamed of yourself. You knew exactly what you were doing. Thank you for your work, EvilDea. Crusader work at this point.
If you still have respect for the guy at this point, I question you. That's all I can say.
Yep.
Audio that Chris used comes from her talking to a homeless person, and the clip of her laughing is actually her laughing uncomfortably because she was being sexually harassed. Chris decided to cut that up and put it with different B-roll to make it look like she was laughing at homeless people. I mean, that kind of sounds like defamation, buddy. And I know he's aware that what he did was wrong because he cut it out of the video. This is what the video looks like now.
Guy, you think we are done? We are not done. Check this out. Man, this guy, I'll give a link to the other video that EvilDea is reacting to as well.
A few years ago, a friend showed
Wrong because he cut it out of the video. This is what the video looks like now.
A few years ago, a friend showed me a clip of a video in which the same person walked through an economically deprived part of Tokyo filming homeless people under the guise of showing the real Japan.
It was in the video.
Yep, he cut it out because I reacted to the original video. It's still on my channel. That part's been cut out.
And now it's not. So Chris, who is Mr. Morals, cut this moment out in the YouTube editor after people noticed what he did. And, you know, maybe this was a mistake, so you would expect an apology.
This is not a mistake. This was an active choice.
Yeah.
I cannot believe this should have been at the beginning of the video. How can you run someone over the coals publicly for editing their thumbnail and adding extra graffiti when you literally take a situation and completely manipulate and flip it on his f***ing head?
Misrepresenting it. Yeah.
Dude's got no f***ing morals.
Apology or some sort of public acknowledgement of the clip and an explanation for why it was cut. But nope, he tried to memory hole something that millions of people saw before it was removed, which again sounds a lot like defamation. All right, let's talk about graffiti.
The other half of the
So, you see, this is why I absolutely understand the rage on EvilDea. So, this guy, abroad in Japan, for everyone to see, knows about it. There's no one who can say he doesn't know about it because he edited it out. When, though? After the damage was already done. Millions of people had already seen. Millions of people already think that Oriental Pearl is a trash human being who makes fun of homeless people. After the complete assaults and attacks under her comment section has already happened, now he thinks he can quietly cut it out because someone noticed. And how do we know that it's malicious? Because if that was me, okay, if this was me abroad in Japan, I mean, you're clearly more successful than me, fine, that's great, good for you. But we've been doing this for similar amount of time, you more than me, but I've been doing this for 12 years. If this happened to me on a video with 100,000 views, not the millions and millions you accrued, not to mention all the money you got for that, being financially rewarded for having misrepresented another creator within the language space. But if this happened to me, at first I would have never swapped the audio. But if I did do that, or if an editor of mine did that, it doesn't matter. I would take the fall. I would make a video and say, guys, I still stand onto my critiques against Oriental Pearl, okay? No one is asking him to change his mind now. It needs to be buddies. No, you can still think that you're in the right, that she's in the wrong. If you're a man, you would make a video, and I would have apologized. I would say, guys, I made a huge mistake. I should have never changed it, and you noticed it. I'm so sorry. She did not actually do that. She was not making fun and laughing at people because they were being homeless. I thought it looked good in the edit. I was mad because she complained about whatever, and so I did that. I'm sorry. She doesn't deserve that. She did not laugh. He didn't do that. No, he thinks he got away with it. He got his cash, he got his revenge, and he got no backlash for it. This is why we're making this video. Please share this video. More people need to know this. He knows, he said nothing. He's absolutely okay, and he knows he misrepresented it. Otherwise, why cutting it? He knows that's a lie. He knows that damaged their reputation in the eyes of millions of people. He did not cut it. He did not say anything to repair that damage.
Okay, I don't care about the rest of this. Well, you guys can go watch it. There'll be a link down in the description. I have actually seen the entire video. There's some really interesting points in here, but be warned, it is political based. But that does not take away from the fact that this one section just shows Chris is not the nice, happy guy that he paints himself out to be. And every time I hear from him, he falls more and more in line with what I was saying in my video about manipulation. This is just... who knows how deep this rabbit hole goes. Like, at first it was a conspiracy theory that, he doesn't like her, but, yeah. Okay, you got... what else can I say, guys? What else can I say? Sub to the channel, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I can't be the only one that feels that this is grimy as f***, right? Like, this is just... I know people hate it when I say this about other YouTubers, but in this situation, this is a trash human moment.
Yeah.
An active... No, you've said enough. We're out.
Preach it, brother. Preach it. Huge thanks to EvilDea, good friend, for doing this, because I didn't know. And I've looked into this. I didn't know. So how many more people didn't know? While the guy lives in his millionaire castle, judging everyone, telling you, are you making fun of the poor? Well, she wasn't. She was just talking about the real situation in Japan. And you can disagree with her takes. You can disagree with her politics. But this, I think this also connects to a broader topic, which is the topic that I've already covered a couple of times on my language channel, which is the idea of the competition within the specifically Far East or Asian language space, in the sense that whenever you get two Western people and you put them into an environment where they both speak Japanese, or they both speak Mandarin, or they both speak Korean, the competition is insane. It's just how it is. I know that because I've felt that at university. Everyone had to be the best. And then oftentimes there's jealousy. Like, oh no, I'm the one. I'm special. I'm the one who speaks Japanese and knows about Japan. So you go away. This is something that happens a lot. And I have a feeling that that's exactly the way abroad in Japan feels about Oriental Pearl. And the thing is, the reality is, the Oriental Pearl is the superior speaker. Her Japanese is fantastic, definitely better than abroad in Japan. And also on top of that, she speaks Mandarin fluently. And as far as I know, she also has Korean quite well. She's a better speaker than me. I have no problem saying it. I speak both Japanese and Mandarin, but I do feel that she's better than me at whatever, at all of these languages. And even though some people, I guess, grew out of it, because when I first started Japanese, I think I was a little bit like that too. But then I kind of dropped it. I'm like, who cares? I mean, we both love this. That's fine. There is enough space for all of us. There aren't that many people that get fluent in Asian languages anyways. It's not a big deal. It's fine. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the guy. I spent 4 years in Japan. Can I speak about Japan abroad in Japan, or does that annoy you? Are you going to misrepresent my clips too? Because you have to be the king of the hill. This is what this is. At least that's my vision on it. Now that this new information has come to fruition, now, I mean, I already had that feeling, but I think that's what it is. And it's also a matter of bullying, because again, and since we are talking about this, let's talk about the actual numbers. Oriental Pearl has 1.4 million subscribers, while abroad in Japan is 3.2 million subscribers, not to mention that he has sponsorships and direct support of several Japanese actual TV networks and whatnot. But that's really beyond the point. This isn't a matter of punching up, punching down, and that kind of situation. I mean, at the end of the day, anyone can punch up and any YouTuber can punch down in response, right? So when Oriental Pearl decided to speak about abroad in Japan, that's fine for abroad in Japan, even if he has more subscribers, to respond in kind. No one is having any problem with that. But when you choose to go the route of complete and utter misrepresentation and lying, then we're going to have a problem with it, because the fact that now you have a lot more reach makes you a bully. It does. When you do that, it does, because as you can see, her video got 290,000 views. His video on her got 3.6 million views. It's been 3 weeks. He has had plenty of time to rectify the mistake after the editing. He did not. But as long as you have your angry face, because how dare she complain about Japan and share a different point of view than yours, am I right? Abroad in Japan, as long as you have the angry stare, because how dare she complain about these things, then you're good, right? With your money in your hand and look and your thumbnails and your success and your crystal palace. Well, here it is. I'm telling you this much. Occasionally, my wife and I used to watch him, but I'm not going to watch him anymore. Not after this. I can watch people that disagree with me all day long. I'll watch people who are Christians. I'll watch people who are atheists. I'll watch people who are leftists. I'll watch people who are right-wingers. I watch everyone as long as they don't do shit like this. Because the moment you do, not interested anymore. But thank you for watching, noble ones. Goodbye. If you're enjoying this video so far, please take a moment to check out my Patreon page. With as little as a $5 support, you can help us ensure that we can continue to produce high quality and high researched content. And at the same time, you get access to polls, extra videos, unlisted streams, and much more. Thank you so much.